Hello, good morning. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today. This is a very special day for me, and you'll find out more about that later. I'm so glad you're here. Let's start the service off with a song. That's what we love to do, get the energy up. So sing it out, people. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Shane.
Repeat after me, please. I choose love, ease, and grace.
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 I choose love,
We're going to say it
ease,
15
and
times.
grace.
See what I did there? I incorporated, yeah. Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. Good morning. I am your host, Shane Hughes, and we are so glad you're here. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Salt Lake, where was I? Okay, where transformation happens. Whether you're here with us in person or love streaming, just know that you are welcome here and you belong here. Love streamers, would you share with us where you are love streaming from? Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among all religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness to make the world a better place. I think it's working too. Yes. Please say with me our purpose statement. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. When I was a kid, my mom took me to church once. And when we were at the sermon, the minister was saying, "The Lord is everywhere, the Lord is everywhere." And I thought, if he's everywhere, he's in my pocket. And if he's in my pocket, I hope he doesn't eat my burrito. Yeah. You got to have it for later, you know. Our theme for this month is the power of I am. And Reverend Cindy's talk today is the ease and grace of listening. Jim Ferris will be doing our reading and prayer. Thanks, Jim. And Hildreth Ferris is currently holding high watch, knowing our highest and best good. Okay, I might butcher this, Jim, but our special music today is Jim Bizer. Did I get it?
You got it exactly
yes. Right. Woo! Man, I'm good. Next week's speaker will be Reverend Joan Stedman. And next week's special music will be Dylan. Woo! You going to do any Eagles or Fleetwood Mac or anything? Okay, I'm just wondering. Okay. So starting next week, right after the meditation service and in between and before this service, we're going to get together and talk about this month's book. Is that right, Myrna? Is that what we're doing? Okay, it'll be about a 20-minute gathering. Yeah? In the practitioner's room across the hall. Okay, check. All right, on September the 11th from 12 to 2, Kathy Hughes will be teaching from the Energy Codes. You are a powerful creator. Manifest your dreams now. And she's doing that via Zoom. Also, starting next week on September 11th, there's a 6-week online course taught by Reverend Cynthia Ambrose and Reverend Jennifer Almany called A Healing Journey Through Grief. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. every Wednesday night. And if you want information on how to sign up to it, please go to our website to get more information. Now, let's talk about advanced consciousness studies. Reverend Cindy, can you come up? Because you're probably better to talk than me.
I can certainly do that. So we're starting this 27-week journey. It's split into 3 terms, so don't worry if you feel a little overwhelmed. And you can take it if you've taken our foundations class. Now, this is a class that will also set you up to become a practitioner. It will count as Prac 1 studies. However, if that's not your calling, but you have loved the classes that you've taken here at the center and you want to go deeper and you want that connection again with the people in this room or the people online, then this is the class for you. I want you to know that the center has been really working hard to make the process of registering and our website so much better, thank you, Shemaine, so that what we are doing is having you register online. And when you register online, you can set up payment plans, you can use a credit card, you can use Venmo, you can use different ways of paying for the class. So what we're trying to do is make it easier for everybody, for us financially, for you financially, to do what works for you. Don't miss this class. This is what I'm going to say. We're going to have some amazing people online and amazing people in this room, so it's hybrid. If you live in Park City or you live farther out, you don't have to come here every week. You can do it online. If you live close by, then come into the room. It's going to be an amazing, deep experience, and we have the most amazing TAs. We have a TA for each term. We have Selena starting with me in the class. We have Lana TAing the next term, and we have Sue TAing the final term. So you're going to be in good company. Also, of course, I invite my practitioners. I know some of you have already signed up to be in this class. We get to transform together. We get to know science of mind and these principles and practice them together and make them a part of our life every day in every way. So join us. Thank you.
Thanks, Reverend Cindy. By the way, bang up job on the website. Wow, it's really great. I'm proud of you. Okay, do you ever need a midweek refresh, kind of a pick-me-up? Who said always? Yeah. Me too, yeah. So join our practitioners for live stream midweek meditation services on Wednesday at noon on our Facebook group, Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Okay. Did you know that we rent out our classrooms and sanctuary? I feel like I've said this before. We do birthday parties, weddings, business meetings, etc. If you're looking for a space to rent, we've got our classroom downstairs. Just look for Robert Wetzel, the master of coin. And, oh, we do? All right, cool. And we rent this space out too also. To get more information about our center, you're invited to go to www.spirituallyfree.org. You got, what's going on back there? And you can find us on the Facebook at the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Okay, do we have anybody visiting for the first time? Any first-time visitors? Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Just know you're welcome here, and we have a gift for you at our hospitality table. It's not like a car or anything, but it's still pretty good. We affirm for you and everyone here that you will experience a blessing by being here today. Our ministry is founded on prayer. Prayer helps us deal with whatever comes our way to recognize our spiritual purpose for whatever might be happening in our lives. If you're having trouble knowing that, please let one of our amazing practitioners know wearing the purple stoles, and they can pray for you and help know it for you until you can know it for yourself. Now I invite you to go within and allow the scenery and music to connect with the God within. Connect you with the God within. Amen.
My heart is open, love moves through me. My mind is open, peace moves through me. God is the stillness deep in my mind. God is the love that beats my heart. My heart is open, love moves through me. My mind is open, peace moves through me. God is the stillness deep in my mind. God is the love that beats my heart.
Today's reading is adapted from Loving Who You Are by Tamik Heaves. A Course in Miracles teaches that we can listen to the voice of love or the voice of fear. It says your divided devotion has given you two voices, and you must choose at which altar you want to serve. What does serving the voice of judgment get you? I used to think that self-judgment was somehow a tool for staying sharp and getting ahead. But self-judgment keeps you ignorant and uninvolved with reality, capital R. It interferes with inspiration and divine guidance, and it keeps you from hearing that still, small voice within. What if you were listening to a voice of trust and love instead? One that said, I know you can do this. Take all the time you need. I believe in you. Know that you have more strength than you can imagine. Self-judgment is often someone else's inappropriate expectations or distorted opinions pressed down upon your innocence. It's another person's lack of love for themselves that led them to try to make you believe you were broken or doing it wrong. Somehow they convince you to believe what your soul knows is a lie. Now it's time to listen to your soul cultivate that divine voice of self-love that lives inside of you. So now let's pause for a couple of minutes of silence. Listen to your inner guidance. Then I will bless our prayer. I will bless our service with prayer. I am so grateful for this beautiful summer day, this blue pearl of a Mother Earth, seen from our moon from space. A whole another perspective on who we are, where we live, and why this life is so good. In this space of gratitude, I see everything with a new perspective. And I'm especially at home right here, right now, with my spiritual community in a place I look forward to each Sunday. A space where I'm free to be me and communicate love with each person I speak with, seeing smiles whichever way I look in each person. We are so blessed to recognize our good and the creator of all that made it, all working together perfectly in divine right order. And though we may not see it from that perspective at times, we know it's the truth deep within our inner sanctuary. We carry it wherever we go. It lives in us because we are a part of it. Part of that love, that wholeness, that beauty and harmony we call life. I am one with that life. You are one with that life. We are all one with the life that created all. Carrying those divine qualities with us wherever we go, reflected in our smiles and our attitude of gratitude. I bless this service and all those folks that came early to set it up for us, and our wonderful, talented musicians that create the most beautiful music, write the songs, and pull it off with the help of Raj. I'm so grateful to sing together and lift the vibration of this earth, all of humanity, for we are all connected, and we are blessed to do it together. And so it is.
Thank you, Jim. The song I'm going to invite you to sing along with speaks to exactly what his reading was about. We all do that self-judgment, and I don't think it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Keeps us in check, I think, sometimes. But it's important to suspend that and realize when our soul wants to speak and express, that self-judgment gets in the way, doesn't it? So this song is called I Give the Gift I Am. I invite you to sing along with me.
By Rick Charette.
I have often walked the bad dog in my head. I give him bones to pick, but he picks on me instead. I toss him dreams to fetch so I can get ahead. The mud just hides him in a hole that rips him all to shreds. But there's an angel singing at the bottom of my soul. She take that mangy muck when I let her take control. Opens beat up by that bully in my brain. He likes to put me down, call me ugly names. He knows the things I want to do to feel the claim. He says, who do you think you are? And pulls them down the drain. But there's an angel singing at the bottom of my soul. She calls that bully out when I let it take control. Opens the blinds in my mind to let the sun in. And standing tall, I heed the call. The good is coming. As I give the gift I am. My heart, my soul, my hands. I see the light from a higher side. Yeah, I give the gift I am. So I'll forgive this foolish use of this good mind. I'll leave the bully and the bad dog far behind. Let the light, let it shine. Embrace this heaven on earth and see my stars align. There's an angel singing at the bottom of my soul. It is my own voice ringing and I let it take control. Opens the blinds in my mind to let the light in. And standing tall, I heed the call, and God is smiling. As I give the gift I am. My heart, my soul, my hands. I see the light from a higher side. Yeah, I give the gift I am. The gift I am. The gift I am. The gift I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for singing along. Well, this is surreal in a lot of ways. A special guest musician is my dear friend from high school. He actually went to the same junior high. I didn't know much about him then. He was kind of quiet and shy. We had a band together after high school. It actually helped pave my way through college. It was a lot of fun. And Jim was the master arranger of most every song we did. He's a phenomenal songwriter. And I'm so proud of what he's accomplished. His songwriting is whimsical and wise and wonderful, and it so touches the human spirit, the human experience. It's just a thrill to have him here today. And his lovely wife, Mary Jo, who I've also known that long, maybe longer. And my brother is here today, my brother Dave. He never comes to my church. That's it. So anyway, Jim has some CDs for sale. They're extraordinary. He takes so much time, so much care. He has 3 master recordings, Closer to the Service, Connected, and his latest one is called About Time. Take advantage. He left them in the car, but he'll run and get them and have them available afterwards. Anyway, I won't stay on the stage. I'll let you have your time. Please, a warm round of applause. Welcome, Jim Bizer.
Thank you, and thank you, Rick. That was glowing, and I appreciate that. And this is a song. The message today is ease and grace of listening. Ease and grace of listening. So I had a little tune here. that is about listening. So, perhaps the best way to explain it is that there is no explanation. The rabbit hole only gets deeper the more we look into what we do. And if we're honest, we may discover upon further examination that we knew less than we imagined, and imagined less than we knew. But if I just listen closely, I can hear the light. I can hear it shining down right through this darkest night. We try our best to define it, that which has no definition. The more we try to nail it down, the more it wiggles free. Don't you see? To break it all down into facts and figures amounts to one more superstition. We're so desperate for some kind of understanding that we don't know how to let it be. But if I just listen closely, I can hear the light. I can hear it shining down right through this darkest night. Shut up, sit, give up, quit. Try to get your ducks in a row. Let them fly in a V up in the sky, and they just might lead you home. We can sit here and curse the darkness, complain and criticize. Then again, we might see more clearly once we open up our eyes. But for now, just listen closely until you hear the light, until you hear it shining down right through this darkest night, until you hear it shining down right through this darkest night. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Beautiful. I don't think I need to do a sermon. I think you just did it. What a beautiful music minister you are. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. And yes, hi, Bruce. Yes, I wanted to take advantage of our pool closing, and I spent a little time in the sun yesterday. Can you tell? Welcome to the ease and grace of listening. And The inspirational book of the month is I Am the Word, and the book just fell on the floor. But I wanted to read a passage from it to start today's talk. There's so many amazing passages in this book, and like I've said week after week, this is not fluffy stuff. This is really rich, fudgy stuff. It's really thick. So I'm pulling out a little bit at a time so that you can digest what he has to say. So we say this to you. Once the key is in the lock and you have said, yes, I am on this journey, your own soul will manifest itself, and the opportunities you require to bring this growth into achievement and will present themselves one day at a time. Now, the manifestation of the divine is not a little thing. It's not as if you've gotten a new hairdo, although those are nice. It is not as if you change your clothing and walk around in a robe and make people feel better. That is not the point at all. To be the Christ consciousness, or I've been calling it divine consciousness, simply means to be yourself in full realization of the power as a piece of God in action. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. We were with God in the beginning, and we are now. So just take that in. Because I want to talk about that ease and grace of listening. And what I want to start with is listening is actually a superpower. It is underrated in most aspects of communication. Not just person to person, but in our humanity as the life of the divine consciousness. Don't we see that in our current situation in politics? We're not listening to each other. Adapted from a quote from Myrtle Fillmore, there is a running to and from amongst humans that will never cease as long as they try to explain spiritual things with intellect. Listen to the stillness within your own soul, and you will find it resonates with a new tongue. I find this happens to me often. If I find myself trying to explain stuff from my mind, from my intellect, most likely the person receiving what I'm saying is not getting it. I have to be grounded in here in my heart. I have to be grounded in my soul in order for people to understand what I'm trying to deliver. So it's up to me to get to that place. So listening, like I said, is the most important aspect of communication, or at least half of it. It's necessary and overlooked, and it is a superpower of the best negotiators we've ever had in this world. It's a superpower of the best teachers we've ever had in this world. It's a superpower of the best coaches we've had in this world. You can't always be just talking at people. People need to be heard. People need to feel like they've been heard. Writer Stephen Covey says, listen with the intent to understand, not with the intent to reply. Your song said that same thing, Jim. I know that when I'm listening from a place of not being in defense, when I'm listening from a place of not wanting to be in an argument, when I'm listening without having to make the other person right or wrong, then that person feels heard and we can move along. A lot of times, challenges just dissolve if we really hear each other. It's amazing how many times I catch myself listening to someone and already formulating the answer in my head. Am I the only one? No? I'm glad, because it's something that is habitual. It's something that has been programmed in me. I want to be a good student. I want to be a good girl. I want to be, I want to have an answer. Who says that has to be the way? How about just listening from your heart and allowing that person to say what they need to say? Something happened yesterday. And the way I'm going to explain it is that it was a Facebook post, and I'm not saying communication on Facebook is the way of the world, but a lot of people communicate that way. Some people, it's easier for them to communicate that way because they're not necessarily comfortable doing it face to face. I get that. When I saw some postings, I noticed that it felt other than kind, and it felt like otherness. It felt like separation. And I said, well, I'm going to come from a ministerial aspect and try to teach, to make it a teaching moment. And boy, did it backfire. Woo! Big time. Now, I know better, and yet I recognize now that I was coming from my ego, that I feel like I can have a teaching moment with this person. Well, guess what? When I'm doing that, I'm not really listening. See, in these posts that we see and in the news that we see, there's always a vibration behind the words. The truth is, we all want the same stuff. We all want to be loved. We all want to be heard. We all want to be abundant. We all want what's best for our families. That's the bottom line. And the minute we go into judgment about what someone is saying or not saying or not posting, that is the minute that we're not listening. We're not hearing each other. So yeah, there was a little bit of a sting and an ouch about this, and I'm really grateful that it happened. Because it just grounds me in my truth. It helps me know what my ministry is all about. What it's about is accepting everybody for who you are, where you are, what your beliefs are, where you're moving to, how you're transforming. Because it's not the same from person to person to person. It's just not. Nobody has to fit into my box. And boy, do I know this. I just had my mother, Mom, if you're listening, forgive me. We just had my mom here for 5 weeks. I hear you giggling, Brad. And she has great information for me of how to do things. I'm 63 years old and I know how to boil water, right? I know how to deal with my kitchen. I know where things go in my drawers, but she has other ideas because she's always my mom. I'll be unscrabbling my kitchen for a while, but I love her so much. And yet she wants me to do things in a certain way. I'm her daughter. She knows better. She's lived longer Like, do it this way because this is a better way. And I just kept butting heads with her gently and saying, no, Mom, this is how I want to do it. No, Mom, the thermometer is going to go lower than 78. Oh, we had a grand time. We really, really did. And there's nothing like having your mom around that turns you back into a 10-year-old child. Oh, so I find that when I'm open-minded, open-hearted to receive the creative impulse is when I truly listen. But why do we do this? Why do we not listen? There's a lot of reasons. One of them is these days we are bombarded constantly with news, with our smartphones, with, back in the day when something happened across the other side of the globe, we heard about it a day or two later. These days, it's instantaneous. There's always things going on. Unfortunately, it feels like in the United States, there's always shooting going on. We hear about it all the time. So we listen and we want to fix it. We listen and we want to have an opinion about it. We listen and we judge it instead of listening to what is really going on underneath it all. That's the place and space that I want to come from. And yet I am living this human life, but yet what I know is within this human life is divinity. Within this human life is the I am that I am. So there's nothing that I can do or say that isn't for the good of me and my expansion and my knowledge. And yet, sometimes I want to take it back. Right? It happens. It happens for all of us. So, how do we get better at listening? The first thing is we get to put a spotlight on that person. Imagine them. I'm kind of a visual person, and I can just imagine if I'm talking to someone, let's say I'm talking to Shane, I can just see the spotlight right on him. He's the only one I'm focused on because he needs me to hear him. I'm not going to try to talk to him and 10 other people. I'm going to give him the spotlight. Give the person the spotlight and listen to the words and the emotions behind them. Come from a place of compassion. So that's the spotlight. The next thing is we have to practice. Okay, you guys, I'm not going to make you raise your hands, but how many people have a daily meditation practice in this room? You don't have to raise your hands. Just, I don't want to shame anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Meditation is one of the best ways to listen. Teresa's meditation this morning was amazing, deep, where she really had us listen. And I dare say that most people in this room don't come to our meditation service. I want to invite you. Please come. This is a place where you get to practice listening. Sometimes you have to turn off those devices so that you can be with yourself and hear your soulful self. Sometimes you have to turn off the TV and just be and just sit. We had a conversation about that the other day, Teresa and some of us. The next thing is ask questions of yourself and the ones that you're listening to. When my head is spinning and it's maybe going to a darker place or a place that I'm not thrilled about, I get to ask myself this question: well, what do you really want in this situation? How can you show up as love in this situation? We can ask our friends and neighbors that too, well, especially if we have differing belief systems. What do you really want? That's where separation dissolves. Because what you're going to find out is we all want the same things. The next thing is, before I listen to others, I must listen to myself. If I'm going into a conversation with this agenda or something that I really want to say, then I'm not open to hearing them. I'm just not. So I need to give that to myself first. I do this really well as a practitioner. And sometimes when it's around businessy, admin kind of things, I don't do it as well. I notice it. Because there's something that I'm wanting to say, but I don't want to say it. We have to listen to ourselves. So, Mark Nepo says to listen is to lean in softly with the willingness to be changed by what you hear. Not profound? Can you imagine talking to someone and really be changed by what they have to say, and all along you thought that they were wrong? Wow. So, there were so many great quotes about listening. There's a million of if you go online, but I picked out a few that I wanted to say. The first one from Ernest Holmes. There is a place in you and in me that is above confusion and fear. If we get quiet long enough to listen deeply, we shall hear. The next one is from Eckhart Tolle. When listening to another person, don't just listen with your mind, listen with your whole body. What really matters is the being of another person underneath the words and the mind. This is the beginning of the realization of oneness, which is love, at the deepest level of being. You are one with all that is. Can you imagine listening from that place? Can you imagine a neighbor that you're not getting along with comes over and you're listening from that place? That shifts everything in an instant. It really can take one person to shift it, even if it's a room full of people. This is what we're here for, you guys. Now, I know I called it the ease and grace of listening, and sometimes it doesn't feel easy. And sometimes it's not so graceful, which I talked about in my happenings yesterday. But I've learned from it, and I know the next time I'll go about it differently. By listening and not having to reply. By listening and not having to teach. If you want me to teach, you ask me. If you come, and I've worked on this with other relationships in my life. Sometimes my wife would say, "Don't practitioner me." And I'd catch myself and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was definitely doing that." She does it to me sometimes too. She's a very wise woman. But we all do this to each other. We need to just take a step back, open our hearts, and really listen to everything. The emotions that are behind the words. The vibration that we're getting from the people that we're talking to. This is what can change the world. This is what negotiators do when they have the roughest things that they're trying to negotiate. This is where they come from. So I'm going to end with a quote that actually is an unknown author, but I loved this quote. So close your eyes as I tell you this quote. The man whispered, "God, speak to me." And a meadowlark sang. The man did not hear, so he yelled, "God, speak to me." And a symphony played, but the man did not listen. The man looked around and said, "God, let me see you." And a star shone brightly, but the man did not notice. And the man shouted, "God, show me a miracle." And a life was born. But the man did not know. So the man cried out in despair, "Touch me, God, and let me know you're here." Whereupon God reached down and touched the man. But the man brushed the butterfly away and walked off unknowingly. Let's pray. So just take in a deep breath. And I always start with gratitude. Gratitude for the wisdom of these mystics in our life, either on the earth now or have passed and left such amazing writings to remind us of who and what we are. Grateful for Ernest Holmes and his teachings. Grateful for Paul Selig and him hearing and listening to record this book of wisdom and transformation and truths. Grateful for this community, the way we come together and recognize each other as soul beings with a soul purpose and do our best to listen from a place without judgment or trying to fix anything, but just allowing each other to speak and be exactly who we are, where we are. I'm grateful. And I am most grateful to know that there is only one, whether we call it God, Mother, Father, Allah, Jehovah, Hashem, Yeshua, Adonai, the way, the divine matrix, energy, love, light, power. So many names, and yet only one. One power, one presence that is in and through all things, in the butterflies, in the symphonies, in the babies, in the songs of the birds, in the trees and the leaves and the flowers, and in these days of summer that are warm in the day and nice and cool in the evening. Because I know it's everywhere and everything, I claim and know that it is me, through me, as me, in my voice, through my hands, through the steps I take, through my human divinity, through my DNA, through my cells. And I know the same truth for each and every soul within earshot of this prayer, that we are one and the same. We can never be separate from oneness. We can never be separate from each other. So knowing that is the truth and the way, I know for our beloveds that some in this room that haven't been feeling 100%, but are here with us today because of prayer. Hildreth, Carol, and anyone else in this room that is not feeling 100%, I include all of you, that we get to be here holding and supporting each other while we get through these things that life bring us. As I've said many times over, life is lifing. As life is lifing, we hold each other in pure consciousness and truth that we can never be broken, that we can never be separate. Because there's only one thing going on here. It's God, God, and only God. So for also Richard Cordova and his recovery from pneumonia, we include these divine ones, knowing that their soul is always whole and never broken and never less than. And for this planet, for Mother Gaia, as she restores herself, we don't have to keep going the same way we are going. We get to make that turnaround and do things in a different way. Make changes that allow Mother Earth to breathe, to not overheat, to support us and sustain us like she always has and always will. And I also know those places on this earth that are experiencing wars. And the feelings and the experiences of something other than love, that we allow our love to overflow from our hearts and blanket this planet, blanket every country with this love so that they can have that same experience of loving each other. We start first at home with ourselves. We start first at home in our state. We start first here with our country, and we allow it to overflow into every country, every place. And right now, I'm going to ask you to put your name in this prayer vibrational field and the names of people that you want prayer for at this time. Just put it out there. You can do it silently or say it out loud. Cindy. Anna. Melissa, Jerry, Justin. Carol. All my beloveds, I pray for. Yes, just keep it coming. Keep it coming. Because in this moment, your prayer is my prayer too. Your prayer is our prayer too. So for this answered prayer that's happening now, I am thankful. I am grateful. Because my gratitude goes out, it allows me to just let go and let God. It allows me to let go and know that the spiritual principles that we practice and teach and claim as truth are happening in this instance. So prayer is done now. We don't have to wait. It is done now. We accept it. We align with it. And we say together, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
I am so blessed.
So it's that time where our ushers come up and they'll work their way back through the room. And the first thing I always say is, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here. Thank you, our online community, which is growing. We know that you're here. We know that you come from all places on this globe, different cities, states, and countries. Thank you for being with us. Thank you so much. And when you give, know that you are practicing one of our spiritual practices, and that is generosity. You can never outgive God. So if you want to up your donations, we'll say thank you. If you want to challenge yourself, now I'm not telling you not to pay your rent, but I'm saying if you can give more, we appreciate it so that we can have this beautiful space, this wonderful music team and ministry, have special guests come in for you and events. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Sue, our newest practitioner. Let's bless this offering by outstretching our heart through our hands and repeat after me. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We give from our hearts,
From our hearts,
knowing
knowing
it comes back
it
multiplied abundantly. We are so blessed. And so it is. Thank you.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of the rays shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of the big rays shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to
Let's hear some more fantastic music from Jim Bizer.
Too long we've been out on our own, too far away from our home. Sorry. Too far away from our home, too late to try to postpone this trip into the dark night. After months have turned into years, after all our sweat and our tears, we finally find our way back here. Back to the well, back to the fountain, back to the stream, back to the source of this whole crazy dream, back to a place we can sit and rest for a spell. Back to the well. Lower it down, down in the hole. Let it fill up the bowl. Raise it back up like you're lifting your soul. Back into the daylight, up to where we can see our way. Out to where our fortunes lay. Do what we can for one more day. Then it's back to the well, back to the fountain, back to the stream, back to the source of this whole crazy dream, back to a place we can sit and rest for a spell. Back to the well, back to the well. Well, what do we have here? Some ragamuffin vagabond too dry to shed a tear. Drink deep, drink long, make yourself strong again. When you're weary and done with it all, sick and tired of taking the fall, down and out with your back to the wall, come back to the well, back to the fountain, back to the stream, back to the source of this whole crazy scheme, back to a place we can sit and rest for a spell, back to the well. Thank you.
Jim Bizer, you are a minister. Wow. Wonderful lyrics, wonderful melodies, great. And thank you, Reverend Cindy. Very wise words as well. Let's listen. Let's listen better. Let's listen more. Let's listen without an agenda. Let's listen without rehearsing what we're going to say back. Right? I'm so glad you came today. It's just wonderful. I have Jim here, an old friend. He's now touched and played my guitar, so it will never be the same. And, yes, that's a good thing. Thanks, David, Mary Jo, for showing up today. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Remember, if you need a prayer, want a quick pick-me-up, you can go to the practitioner room across the hall and do that. Lots of great things happening this fall. Look forward to that. Let's stand together. Let's sing our closing song and just kind of put an exclamation point on this service. I am as God created me.